And the earth was without form and void, and darkness was upon the face of the deep, and the Spirit of God moved upon the face of the waters. Genesis chapter 1, verse 2. The Primal Cause. This city, with all its houses, palaces, steam engines, cathedrals, and huge, immeasurable traffic, what is it but a thought? But millions of thoughts made into one. A huge, immeasurable spirit of a thought, embodied in brick, in iron, smoke, dust. Palaces, parliaments, coaches, docks, and the rest of it. Not a brick was made, but some man had to think of the making of that brick. "Give me a base of support," said Archimedes, "and with a lever I will move the world." And the base of support is that all started with mind. In the beginning was nothing, a fire mist. Before anything could come of it, there had to be an idea, a model on which to build. Universal mind supplied that idea, that model. Therefore, the primal cause is mind. Everything must start with an idea. Every event, every condition, everything is first an idea in the mind of someone. Before you start to build a house, you draw up a plan of it. You make an exact blueprint of that plan, and your house takes shape in accordance with your blueprint. Every material object takes form in the same way. Mind draws the plan. Thought forms the blueprint, well drawn or badly done, as your thoughts are clear or vague. It all goes back to the one cause. The creative principle of universe is mind, and thought is the eternal energy. The 7 wonders of the world was built by men with few of the opportunities or facilities that are available to you. They conceived these gigantic projects first in their own minds, pictured them so vividly that their subconscious minds came to their aid and enabled them to overcome obstacles that most of us would regard as insurmountable. Imagine building the pyramids of Giza, enormous stone upon enormous stone, with nothing but bare hands. Imagine the labour, the sweat, the heart-breaking toil of erecting the Colossus of Rhodes, between whose legs a ship could pass. Yet men built these wonders in a day when tools were of the crudest and machinery was undreamed of, by using the unlimited power of mind. Mind is creative, but it must have a model on which to work. It must have thoughts to supply the power. Every condition, every experience of life is the result of our mental attitude. We can do only what we think we can do. We can be only what we think we can be. We can have only what we think we can have. What we do, what we are, what we have, all depend upon what we think. We can never express anything that we do not first have in mind The secret of all power, all success, all riches is in first thinking powerful thoughts, successful thoughts, and thoughts of wealth, of supply. We must build them in our own mind first. As James Allen puts it, dream lofty dreams, and as you dream, so shall you become. Your vision is the promise of what you shall one day be. Your ideal is the prophecy of what you shall at last unveil. For matter is in the ultimate but a product of thought. Even the most material scientists admit that matter is not what it appears to be. According to physics, matter, be it the human body or a log of wood, it makes no difference which, is made up of an aggregation of distinct, minute particles called atoms. Considered individually, these atoms are so small that they can be seen only with the aid of a powerful microscope, if at all. Matter, dream or reality. Until recently, these atoms were supposed to be the ultimate theory regarding matter. We ourselves and all the material world around us were supposed to consist of these infinitesimal particles of matter, so small that they could not be seen or weighed or smelled or touched individually, but still particles of matter and indestructible. Now, however, these atoms have been further analysed, and physics tells us that they are not indestructible at all, that they are mere positive and negative buttons of force or energy called protons and electrons, without hardness, without density, without solidity, without even positive actuality. In short, they are vortices in the ether, whirling bits of energy, dynamic, never static, pulsating with life, but the life is spiritual. As one eminent British scientist put it, science now explains matter by explaining it away. And that is what your solid table in front of you is made of, is what your house, your body, the whole world is made of, whirling bits of energy. Can you wonder that scientists believe the time will come when mankind, through mind, can control all this energy, can be absolute master of the winds and the waves, can literally follow the Master's precept, if ye have faith as a grain of mustard seed, ye shall say unto this mountain, remove hence to yonder place, and it shall remove, and nothing shall be impossible unto you. For modern science is coming more and more to the belief that what we call matter is a force subject wholly to the control of mind. How tenuous matter really is perhaps best illustrated by the fact that a single violin string tuned to the proper pitch could start a vibration that would shake down the Brooklyn Bridge. Oceans and mountains, rocks and iron, all can be reduced to a point little short of the purely spiritual. Your body is 85% water, 15% ash and phosphorus, and they in turn can be dissipated into gas and vapour. Where do we go from there? This world round about us is one of our mind's own creating, and that we can put into it and get from it pretty much what we wish. You see this illustrated every day. A panorama is spread before you. To you, it is a beautiful picture. To another, it appears a mere collection of rocks and trees. A colour may be green to you, that to another is red. A prospect may be inviting for you, that to another is rugged and hard. To quote Applied Psychology by Warren Hilton, you see the sun without being able to hear it, because the only nerve ends tuned to vibrate in harmony with the ether waves set in action by the sun are nerve ends that are connected with the brain centre devoted to sight. If, says Professor James, we could splice the outer extremities of our optic nerves to our ears and those of our auditory nerves to our eyes, we should hear the lightning and see the thunder, see the symphony and hear the conductor's movements. In other words, the kind of impressions we receive from the world about us, the sort of mental pictures we form concerning it, in fact the character of the outer world, the nature of the environment in which our lives are cast, all these things depend for each one of us simply upon how we happen to put it together, upon his individual mental make-up. In short, it all comes back to the old fable of the 3 blind men and the elephant. To the one who caught hold of his leg, the elephant was like a tree. To the one who felt of his side, the elephant was like a wall. To the one who seized his tail, the elephant was like a rope. The world is to each one of us the world of his individual perceptions. You are like a radio receiving station. Every moment thousands of impressions are reaching you. You can tune in on whatever ones you like, on joy or sorrow, on success or failure, on optimism or fear. You can select the particular impressions that will best serve you. You can hear only what you want to hear. You can shut out all disagreeable thoughts and sounds and experiences. Or you can tune in on discouragement and failure and despair. Yours is the choice. You have within you a force against which the whole world is powerless. By using it, you can make what you will of life and of your surroundings. But, you will say, objects themselves do not change. It is merely the difference in the way you look at them. Perhaps, but to a great extent at least, we find what we look for, just as when we turn the dial on the radio, we tune in on whatever kind of entertainment or instruction we may wish to hear. And who can say that it is not our thoughts that put it there? Who, for the matter of that, can prove that our surroundings in waking hours are not as much the creature of our minds as our dreams? You've had dreams many a time where every object seemed just as real as when you were awake. You've felt of the objects. You've pinched yourself, yet still you were convinced that you were actually living those dreams. May not your waking existence be largely the creation of your own mind, just as your dream pictures are. Many scientists believe that it is, and that in proportion as you try to put into your surroundings the good things you desire, rather than the evil ones you fear, you will find those good things. It is that you can do this with your own body, just as certain that many people are doing it with the good things of life. They have risen above the conception of life in which matter is the master. Just as the most powerful forces in nature are the invisible ones, like heat, light, air, electricity, so the most powerful forces of man are his invisible forces, his thought forces. And just as electricity can fuse stone and iron, so can your thought forces control your body, so can they make or mar your destiny.